Have you ever felt like you were fluctuating between hope and frustration? Recently, I was speaking with a client who said that he was shifting back and forth between frustration and hope. I felt frustration dripping with each word. But he also expressed hope, believing in hope, but unable to quite put his finger on it, to see beyond the pain to his preferred future. With the kids home from school during the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders and having no access to childcare and limited access to the space outside the home to work in, he said that it's been hard to focus consistently on even the key activities that drive his business. The good news is that there is sometimes hope. Without hope, there's little to keep us from sliding from frustration into despair. My client says that his workday is fragmented. Over the last couple of months, with the schools closed down, there have been extra responsibilities, refocusing the kids on their schoolwork, assignments, and keeping them from driving each other and their parents crazy while confined to close quarters, without parking them in front of the electronic one-eyed babysitter for hours on end. Like, it's easy to focus on the never-ending cycle of meal prep and cleanup and dishes and laundry, separating siblings, fielding the incessant chatter, and "I'm bored and what can I do now?" complaints from the kids. It's easy to let work slide today or this week because of this or that other pressing home or family issue, as long as there are no burning issues or client complaints at work. And just as he starts to get in the flow of work and feel productive, there's often an interruption. A kid needs something, his spouse wants something. He returns to his desk, addled and wondering what he was working on before he left it just 30 minutes ago. He said that he feels like Charlie Brown running to kick the football and hoping that this time that life or Lucy won't snatch the football away at the last moment, throwing him off balance and landing him flat on his back. Unsure of how long this window of work time will last and when the next will be and how much time he'll have tomorrow to continue working on any project that he works on today, hesitant to schedule client calls or promise anything in advance because the distraction and delay have eroded his confidence that he can deliver results on time. A day slides into a week, 2, then 10. He feels that he's being swept along at an unrelenting pace, seeing opportunities fly past, opportunities he's almost prepared for, just out of reach, as he speeds towards the wall. He doesn't want to hit the wall. The point in time when he can no longer pay even the meager operating costs of his fledgling business. For while there are no burning issues or client complaints, his inconsistent and unfocused efforts of the past 2 months are producing little relevant results. And he feels like he's not even making progress laying the groundwork for the few major projects that would really move the needle in his business, help him to pivot in these disruptive and rapidly changing times, and relieve some of the stresses at home. The thing about negative emotions such as doubt and fear and despair is that they tend to narrow the focus of the mind to the thing which is perceived as causing the doubt, the frustration, or the fear. And over time, this can distort the individual's thinking towards a pessimistic explanatory style, making negative events or outcomes appear pervasive. They're everywhere. They're enduring. They're going to last forever, and personal. That at some level, due to some internal defect, flaw, or mistake of theirs, or some fixed factor that cannot change, that somehow it's their fault. Positive events or outcomes are often explained away as being due to luck or some temporary cause. And this can lead to a negative spiral and state of learned helplessness, as discussed in the works of Martin Seligman and Barbara Fredrickson. Positive emotions, however, they tend to broaden the focus of the mind, and they allow room for creative thought, for exploring possibilities and generating options. An optimistic explanatory style tends to make negative events or outcomes appear specific to that instance or situation as temporary and external, thus compartmentalizing negative events and outcomes and allowing a faster bounce back from failure to productive effort. Our mind is like a garden. Whatever thoughts and beliefs that we water and feed tend to grow. Whatever we focus on frequently or for long periods of time, we tend to ascribe importance to, whether they represent a real or a distorted view of our circumstance and capabilities. If we don't like what we see growing in our mind, doubt, fear, despair, anger, spite, hate, vengeance, racism, we need to stop feeding these thoughts and beliefs and overcome the negative, constricting thoughts with better ones that help us to overcome our own self-involved insecurities in order to serve greatly. Feed love into hate. Feed hope into frustration. Feed faith into doubt. Feed courage into despair. Feed generosity into scarcity. Feed dignity and respect into prejudice. And feed diligence into apathy. And most of all, feed action into what may be becoming learned helplessness. Because action begets results. And those results get you closer to your goals, or they get you information that you can use to gain better results next time. Frustration can feel overwhelming at times. When we focus on those frustrations, our focus narrows and the black clouds seem to block out all hope. In those times, we sometimes need to shift our mind out of the darkness by kickstarting our body into action. When we lose sight of our hope and we no longer see the whole path ahead of us, we only need to see the next step to move forward, to make progress. So remind yourself, what is that goal you hope for? What is that dream you had that's in danger of dying in the daylight? Who needs you to show up and move forward today? Think about this for yourself. Grab a pen, write it down. And what is one thing? One thing. What is one thing I can do today to move forward towards that goal? To revive that dream, to show up, to get up one more time and put one foot in front of the other and take that one next step in the right direction. What is it for you? Write that down too. We don't have to get there in one day, but what is that one step that would move you closer to where you can see a break in the clouds? Take the step, celebrate it. Even if the result is not what we wanted, we learn from it. And it starts to rebuild our sense of agency and our confidence that making a mistake won't kill us. It might even teach us something. And what if it does work? Hey folks, if you're enjoying this video, or if it's made you think about how you can move from frustration to hope and to revive your dreams, subscribe. Like the video, click on all the things, and share it with a friend that you think might like it, or be interested in it, or needs a little more hope. If you're a game, leave a comment below about your own journey from frustration to hope, or about a dream that you want to bring out into the daylight and revive. Nothing gets you moving like putting it out there publicly. While I'm here, I also want to let you know that I'm about to put together a new series of tips on navigating change and accelerating achievement. But before I do that, I need your help. I want to make sure that I'm covering the topics that are going to be most helpful to you. So my question to you is this: when it comes to navigating change and daily moving the needle towards your most important business or workplace and personal goals this year, what is the single biggest challenge or question or frustration that you've been struggling with? Would you please click below and tell me so that I can be sure to address your specific situation in these upcoming tips. That's all from me today. I'm Rob Christensen. Live fully alive, work passionately, leave a legacy, and make it mythic.